Hey everyone, welcome back to some more Powerpuff Girl videos. This time we're going to be looking at a season 5 episode that's actually good. Before I get any further, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I have 133 subs. Thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it. I really did. Here's the thing, too, I didn't have this uploaded earlier. I've been very busy trying to clean up the house and stuff. We got some stuff going on with, my dad's ex-girlfriend. She's been causing problems again and all that, and I'm just sick of it. Personally, I don't like Keegan, but I really don't like Tana doing this stuff either, but I gotta deal with this stuff. So I gotta deal with cleaning up his messes. Yeah, his room was a trash, which that's what happened at the beginning of the week, and his room is trash, and I spent the day trying to clean up today, too. And I didn't spend as much time cleaning up today as I did on Tuesday and on Monday, but still. So, yeah, and also for the Wall-E video, I wanted to watch the whole movie tonight and review it tomorrow, but unfortunately the movie, I guess was scratched and froze. Even though the disc was not as scratched as it was not scratched hardly at all, I checked. So, I don't know, but I'll go more in detail about that when I review Wall-E, which I'm looking forward to do tomorrow. I was going to do it today, but I was like, you know what, it's getting late, and I want to play music in the background, so I'm not going to bother with that. But anywho, I'm going to talk about the Powerpuff Girl, episode, The Boys Are Back in Town. Now, this one, is actually pretty good, honestly. It's a pretty good episode. Pretty good, reunited characters that were forgotten in, season 1. See, these characters first appeared all the way back in season 1, and, their personalities have stayed the same, but their looks have changed. See, their hairstyles have all changed, so, I guess they changed their hairstyles to make them look more, fancy, not basic, and I kind of like that, honestly. I like them not being basic. Some people might prefer the old hairstyles, but personally, I like the new hairstyles better. It's more fancy. It gives them more, looks than just giving them short hair. Now, Boomer, I think his name is Boomer, which is the dumb one, the Bubbles version of the Rowdy Rough Boys. I think he had a little bit of a hairdo. I don't remember who had what hairdo, but I don't know. But it's been a while since I've seen the first episode. It's been about a couple weeks, I think. I think it was a couple weeks when I watched it. So, but yeah, I chose to review a different episode in season 1 instead of reviewing this one. And I'm sorry for people too for the last Powerpuff Girl video. I forgot to change the thumbnail. Luckily, it made me realize that I can actually keep the old thumbnails and not have to make new ones if I don't want to, so they're not zoomed in. But sometimes I will make new thumbnails. I'll probably make a new thumbnail for this one. This is basically the card. See, originally these were the thumbnails, but then YouTube gave me the option to finally do thumbnails after a long time, so I'll probably start doing thumbnails instead, but I'll still do these things. I like these colorful things, so yeah, But yeah, so, basically though, I had the opportunity to review this episode, but I chose to review the Octa Evil episode instead, because I found that one to be much more entertaining to review. No offense, there's a lot of great episodes in season 1, including the first introduction of these guys. Now, these guys disappeared for a long time. They did. They disappeared for a long time. Now, I think they've had some brief appearances, like I think there was posters on the wall where, the Amoeba Boys were standing next to them, I think had posters. of them on the walls. Now I don't know if that episode came out before or after they appeared, because sometimes episodes air out of order. Even on DVD they have them air out of order. SpongeBob had that problem all the time, so I'm not sure if the Amoeba Boys they made that episode first before they made this one. I'm not really sure, but this one's a two-parter, and I think they also have a Powerpuff Girl episode where the narrator is basically listing fancy words for all the villains. Like, I think he called these guys miscreates, is what he called them. I think that's what it was. That was actually on a Powerpuff Girl DVD I watched, because I was like this can't be the only episode they appear in, and it's not. They actually appeared in a different episode before this one. See, back then I did not see this entire show, so I didn't see all the episodes. I didn't see them until I believe I watched it on Hulu, because now it's on, HBO Max. But back when it was on Hulu, a few years ago, I watched all the episodes on Hulu, so yeah. Oddly enough, there was also a Christmas episode, too, with Princess in it, that I think aired years later after the show got canceled, which I don't know if that's actually right. I think the air date's wrong on it, but I don't know. Because if that is the case, 2003 and then I think it was 2012 when the episode aired, that doesn't make any sense, but I don't remember exactly the date, but I remember it was years later after 2003 when they said it aired, but I don't know. But I gotta say, though, I really like this episode. I really do. I really like it. I think, basically, him is fed up with the girls, beating up all the bad guys, including him, and besting him all the time. So what him does is he realizes that they actually had a challenge with the Rowdy Rough Boys, because the Rowdy Rough Boys almost kicked their asses in the first season. Literally, they freaking kicked the Powerpuff Girls' asses in season, I know the A word's kind of a bad word, but it's true. They kicked their freaking butts in season 1. And they almost won. They almost beat them. So him decides to use that advantage, and apparently what he does is he takes away the one weakness they had that destroyed them in the first place, and brings them back. Now, I don't know. I think they actually. I was getting ready to say this. Like, I don't know if they actually have their memories they had before, because they're technically new. But I don't know. The way they're reintroduced to the girls, it seems like they remember them getting their butts kicked by them. So I don't know. I don't know how if him used the same ingredients to make them as Mojo Jojo did or not, but I don't really know. But basically, though, he creates them and gives them a cootie shot, because cooties is what destroyed them, because I think love is what destroys them, while the Powerpuff Girls, I believe, is hatred that destroys them, so they're like flip-flopped around. I think that's why Dick, maybe a lot of Dick's, creations, failed and stuff, because in that episode, he created all those Powerpuff Girls for money. That's all he cared about, so basically he didn't give them love. I think love was the ingredient in all that, but with the Rowdy Rough Boys, their love is hatred. They like hate and stuff, so when him gave them the antidote, and they were immune, instead of, their kisses, the Powerpuff Girls' kisses, kissing them and destroying them, it makes them grow bigger and bigger. And this actually makes a really interesting plot. I gotta really say, I really like it. I really do like it so much. Now, there is one thing I do not like about this episode, and that's, they gotta make the Rowdy Rough Boys kind of gross. Like, I get they're boys and stuff, but why do they have to make them gross? They make them gross, though, and, they only do it a few times, so it's not, too bad, but it's just, gross and stuff. No, it's not, gross. It's kind of more like the Battle on the Bikini Bottom episode of SpongeBob Gross, where like they have some parts that are really gross in that episode of SpongeBob from season 5, but for the most part they actually managed to make the jokes pretty good. Here it's kind of just all gross out though, and where it's not just like, it's just gross out stuff, but it only lasts like a minute, and then they basically they spend the rest of the episode tormenting the Powerpuff Girls. Now you could argue that what hurt it could hurt the episode, that they don't really do anything, to destroy them. They just basically they mess around with them for hours, basically dicking around with the girls and torturing them rather than destroying them. But to be fair here, it kind of works like that, because face it, if they actually tried to destroy them, they freaking would have obliterated them. And the show to continue on, you need the Powerpuff Girls. So clearly, I think it works like this better, like with them dicking around with the girls, messing with them by, turning them into hockey pugs and like hockey pugs and stuff, and using them as toys, instead of destroying them. I think that works better because I think that would make them too powerful, and I think the writers were probably aware of that. They're like, okay, well they're big now, but basically they were limited to what they could do because again, with their size, they could have destroyed the Powerpuff Girls. They could have destroyed them. So I can see totally why they made them, instead of making them destroy them, they basically made them, just mess around with the girls and instead of doing, just trying to crush them and stuff. But I don't know. But there's also one point in the episode where I can't remember their names, but like the black, I think that it's the black-haired one. I think it's either the blonde-haired or black-haired one. Gets a slug out of nowhere and it puts it in Bubbles' pants. Which I'm like, where did he get that slug at? The slug came out of nowhere and it's like huge. So I don't know why there's a giant slug all of a suddenly, but I think it's still a pretty good concept. I think they handle it pretty well. I think they do. It's a pretty good reintroduction to the Rowdy Rough Boys. It's a really good reintroduction to them and their characters. And they can't keep them the same and stuff, which is pretty good. Now, I could argue that, again, their gross out, personality kind of sucks a bit, but I think they're pretty good rivals with the girls. Hey, they may even be more of a rival with the girls than him himself. I don't know, him or the Rowdy Rough Boys. I don't know who would win on it. Well, who would be a better on face for the girls, because or however you would say it, because him can shapeshift and hypnotize people and stuff and turn into demons, like in the episode where he goes inside the Powerpuff Girls' dreams. He can turn into a giant like beast. He's actually done that a couple of times. Even in Speed Demon, he did that too. While the Rowdy Rough Boys have the exact same powers as the Powerpuff Girls. They have the exact same powers. And just like him, they never got arrested on the show. They never got arrested, which is crazy. Well, him got arrested one time. Like one time he got arrested in the episode The Beatles, which I don't remember the name of that episode. I don't know if it's called The Beatles or not, but he got arrested there. But otherwise, he's never got arrested before. He's always escaped. He's kind of like Bowser from the Super Mario Butter Super Show, which that show, I gotta say, I like it, but I don't know if I like it, but basically Koopa, aka Bowser, which is, I think that's before they gave him the name Bowser, he basically, he uses a potion and stuff to escape all the time and all that. I think that's what him does too, kind of, sort of. But him, unlike Bowser, well, Koopa, I'll call him Koopa just because that's his name. Koopa basically escapes, using a potion, while him can actually teleport. So, yeah, I doubt him could have been in jail for a long time in the the episode, Beatles or something. Yeah, I don't think he could have been in jail for a long time because he could have easily broke out because he could hypnotize people and all that. So I'm assuming that's how he got out. But I think it just works out pretty good that way. It really does. It works out really good, and I kind of like it, and I think there's a lot of great episodes with the Rowdy Rough Boys in them after this because they appear a lot. Like I think if the show continued on, they would have probably appeared a lot more. Also, for some reason, the green-eyed Rowdy Rough Boy he has like an animal instinct thing in this. Like he's more like they gave him more of an animalish personality. Like he pounds his chest like a gorilla, and he's like rumble time, hopping back and forth. Like he's got more of an energy, ish animal instinct, character, in him. But later on, they kind of just get rid of that. I kind of think that makes him, more unique. But overall, I think this episode is pretty good. I think it's a really good episode. Besides the gross out stuff at the beginning, it's still pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and give it 120 points. Oops. Yeah, 120 points. Yeah, this episode is getting 120 points. This one is a really good episode. I really like it. I think it's definitely a pretty unique one, and it's really funny too how no one in this I didn't point this out earlier, but in this episode no one is in the city. Everyone is gone, and somehow no one notices that the girls are in trouble, which is really odd. They kind of got rid of all the side characters and all that, which is weird. And I don't know why they did that. I think that's just weird, but I think it kind of works though. I mean, I think the side characters don't really need to be in the episode. They don't add anything to the episode. I think that it's better off they're not in there. But I think it's just weird how it's just no one not even the professor realizes his girls are in trouble. They just kind of sidelined all of them. So just to focus on them versus the Rowdy Rough Boys, which is really weird. But I think it's still pretty funny though how that they did that. But also, this is a fun fact. Rob Paulsen voices two of the Rowdy Rough Boys, while Bob Roger L. Jackson or whatever his name is voices one of them. So, and the two that I don't know. I think it's actually I think it's the one like Rob Paulsen. I believe he's actually voiced other characters before. I believe he's been in Danny Phantom. He's voiced Danny Phantom. I think he's voiced Technus and Danny Phantom. I think it's the same person. I could be wrong, but I think it's because it's. But he voices, I think, Danny Phantom, and then he voices, Technus and Danny Phantom, he voices, I think he voices Mark Chain. I think it's the same person, I don't know. But I don't know, though, But overall, I think this is a pretty good episode. I could look up, who voices Technus and Danny Phantom, but I'm gonna probably wait on that because I can mention it in my next review of the Powerpuff Girls, which will be in season 6. And that season, I already have 2 picked out for that season, so we'll look forward to those. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this go, though. Before I do, I have to have a comment question for this. What is your guys' favorite, I mean, actually, more importantly, what do you guys think of the Rowdy Rough Boys? We'll just say that. Do you guys think they're pointless, or do you think they add something to the plots? I think they do a pretty good job at adding things to the plots. I think they, minus the gross out stuff, like, because they're boys, they're gross. I think otherwise it doesn't feel forced, like Disney, or like Disney's, stuff, or with like Star Wars and stuff, and Marvel and stuff, like She-Hulk and stuff, and then the Fairly Odd Parents with Butch Hartman's girls and stuff, and all that, and boys. But I think for it's not really too forced here, and I think they're great rivalries for the girls besides him, because they add something to the plot, and I think they work out pretty good. They got great personalities, and I think every episode they've been in has actually been a really good episode. So I don't know. We'll have to see, like, if they could return in the Powerpuff Girl reboot or not. I don't know if they were in 2016 or not. I think they were. I just don't know, because I haven't seen all the episodes. I've heard it's bad, and by removing Miss Bellum, I can probably say it's probably not very good, but I don't really know. I'll probably review 2016's Powerpuff Girl reboot down the road, maybe. We'll have to see. I think probably next week I'll probably review Futurama, so look forward to that, because I need to review that one. I had that planned, but I've been so busy with things I have not had time, so look forward to maybe a review of either next week or the week after. I don't know, we'll have to see, because next week, I don't know, we'll have to see, because I'm going to be really busy next week too, so I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I was going to go to Hannibal this weekend, but I think I'm going to push it till next weekend, so, yeah. So I can visit my school if they'll allow me to go in there, because, the one up here, made me, I email people, and I'm like, well, I don't want to email all these people and all that. That's just annoying. Plus, a lot of my teachers are probably not at some of these schools anymore, because I haven't been in a long time, so I'm like, why bother emailing them? Like, why not just let me know I'm a visitor? I get that there was those shootings and stuff, but there's been shootings all the time. Plus, I can, notify, I can let them know who I am and all that, but I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes too, but that's on my own time, so see you guys tomorrow for Wally. And remember, stay happy. And enjoy your day. Bye bye.